Hey guys, welcome back to Pinehaven Acres. Today I'm going to be sowing seeds in milk jugs and I want to bring you along and show you how I do it. I'm using milk jugs for my winter sowing because they create a perfect little greenhouse, and I can leave these outside and let the plants grow when they're ready. I won't have to worry about grow lights or having a big greenhouse, big structure. This is all that I'm going to need, and it's super cheap. Everyone has jugs that they have left over, milk jugs, juice jugs, anything of that sort will work as long as the light can get in. So I'm going to be cutting these in half. The bottom will be the soil, and then I'll sow the seeds and close it back up. And I'm going to leave the top open because that allows the humidity and moisture from the air outside to come in and water the seeds and the plants. So all that I need to do right now is drill some holes in the bottom for extra water to come out, and then we'll cut all of these in half and start planting. All of the jugs are cut. I wanted to show you what I'll be planting in them. The first thing is onions. This was actually found in the pantry from last fall. I grew onions, and as you can see, it's starting to sprout already. So the nice thing about onions is the second year that they are planted or that they grow, they usually go to seed. So with this, I probably won't be able to harvest a nice big bulb at the bottom, but I'll be able to save the seeds on top to use for next year. I like to start my onions from sets, so it's basically like a little bulb. I don't start them from seed. I just find that it's easier with the sets, and they actually tend to get quite large. This was a very tiny onion, so it might play into the genetics of the seeds that it gives, but I haven't looked into that a whole lot, so we'll just see. It's a fun little extra thing to grow. I'll be getting my sets from the store probably in the next week or two whenever they put them out, and then I'll plant those as soon as possible. And then my garlic is already in the garden from the fall, so that should be coming up here soon. Other than that, I have kale, possibly carrots. I don't know if I'll plant these. I need to start my tomatoes and my peppers right away because those take a very long time to grow. So I have some beefsteak. Actually, these two are both from different suppliers. We have a Burpee seed and American seed. I just want to compare them and see how well they do. All of my seeds I get from Menards or the dollar store, just super cheap, and they usually do pretty well. So just want to compare that. I think 2 years ago I compared Burpee seeds of carrots to like the dollar store kind, and they both did about the same. So I have Swiss chard. This is a rainbow variety, so we'll get a lot of colors. Oop, drop that one. Basil, and we have spinach. It's not really focusing very well. Hopefully you guys can see. Gonna do some cabbage. We don't really eat a lot of cabbage, but I wanted to try some Scandinavian recipes using this, some traditional recipes, and also for our 4-H fair we can show cabbage. I have calendula. I use this for my herbal medicine, but I wanted to try growing some myself because I've found that it is quite pricey to buy anywhere else that when it's already harvested and dried. So hoping to do that with my own. Some rainbow peppers. And I also have green peppers, cherry tomatoes. This is a new one that I'm trying. It's a Hungarian yellow pepper. It says that it's not super spicy on the heat index here. So I'm hoping that it'll be good for like a mild salsa sort of thing. But I've never grown spicy peppers, so hopefully they do well here. Our summers don't get super humid and hot, so we'll just have to see about those. I have cilantro, broccoli, and then a few different types of lettuces. I'm trying 3 different ones this year. There's a little gem, which looks like a good salad type of lettuce. And then green ice, that also looks like a good salad one. The other one that I had in here is probably just going to be for the rabbits. Grand Rapids. And then I also have snap peas. So the snap peas are probably going to be one of the first things to come up. They like the cold temperature. Things like probably some of the lettuces and the tomatoes and peppers, they might take longer to come up, but I want them to at least be outside and ready to come up. I'm also thinking because the tomatoes and peppers like warmer weather to germinate, I might start some inside and then we'll leave some outside in the milk jugs just to compare how well they come up and then what we get as far as produce from them later on in the season. So keep you updated on that. That's everything that I'll probably be planting right now. So we're going to put some soil into all of our jugs and we'll get started. This is gonna get messy. Pull this in a little closer. This soil is pretty chunky, so I'm trying to break all those chunks up so that we don't have any big air pockets and the soil will be nice and fluffy so that the seeds can easily break through and grow some roots. So for identifying all of these seeds from each other, I need to have some type of label. I've seen other people do this method of winter sowing, and it seems to be a struggle to find a way to identify the plants later on when you're ready to transplant them. So what I'm going to do is just write on here and then cover it with tape to hopefully waterproof it a little bit. I'm not really sure how well this is going to work, but I'll try it on all of them, and I'll take a picture of where everything is at right when I put it outside, and then hopefully I won't move any of these jugs around. So if this ends up coming off, then I'll be able to look back at my picture and see where I put everything. Alright, the milk jugs are all filled with dirt. Kind of made a little bit of a mess here, but that's what happens. I have 14 jugs and I still have quite a bit of dirt left. Let me check to see how many pounds this was. Well, okay, it's 1 cubic foot, so I don't know the conversion of that, but I have almost a quarter of a bag left, so that's pretty good. I have a few more juice jugs that I could use, but I didn't even check to see how many seed packets I have versus the number of jugs. So just got a little garden planting happy, if that's really a thing. Just kept making more pots, so we will work with what we have, and we'll start planting the seeds. Another thing that I wanted to show you guys was my potatoes. So along with the sprouting onions in the pantry, I also had sprouting potatoes, red and yellow varieties, mostly red though, and they already had a couple inches on some of the runners or eyes. So I thought that I should plant them right away, but it is way too cold for them outside right now. So I decided just to plant them in buckets inside, and again trying to create that greenhouse effect. I used plexiglass that I had left over from winterizing a rabbit cage, and as you can see, it's already creating some moisture here and some humidity, and it's been about a week since I planted them and they've already started to come up. You can see in there we have a lot of potatoes coming up. So I think I planted somewhere around like 6 to 8 in here, which might have been too many, but I'll keep adding soil to this so they can grow up and not sideways, because there's not a whole lot of room for them to grow that way. But there are a ton and they're looking super healthy. So I only water them. I watered them when I first planted them and then a couple days ago. Potatoes don't like a lot of water, so I'm trying not to water them a ton, and I don't want the potatoes that are in there to rot either, so trying to leave it all up to the humidity that is happening on the inside. So I'll be updating you guys in the next couple weeks and showing you how they're growing. So my camera battery ended up dying. While it was charging, I finished planting all of the seeds, and I did need a few more containers, so I just have these juice containers here. So everything is labeled now and planted, and now I need to bring it outside, water everything, and then tape it up. Here's everything all taped up. They are watered and ready to go. So I'll be posting updates on those and other garden stuff. I need to go do some animal chores right now. So as always, thank you for watching and happy gardening.